brick road. Haha. Well, yeah, I'm here. I know I'm late. And I said this last week that on Mondays, this could be a problem. Just because the way they changed things at UPS and what we're doing, I'm still on a Monday through Friday schedule there. But, and most people are on a Tuesday through Saturday schedule, and so Mondays are hell. And we sometimes get out of there late. So, I apologize for being late. Let me play the intro and we'll get into it as fast as we can. We probably won't do Twitter trends today because I'd just rather take the time for news. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Night Live. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America. It's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night. Stop that music. We're going to start this music. Because it is Metal Monday on the Morning Night Live. Welcome, everybody. It is Monday, April 27th, 2020, the 316th episode of the Morning Night Live. Yes, we have less than 200 days until we vote again for not just the President of the United States, but many state offices, Senate offices, Congress of critters, and the like. And, oh boy, it's Metal Monday. Hi, everybody. Welcome again. I am your host, Marty, also known as PDawg Night on the internet. And I am so glad that you all have shown up, even though I started a little bit late today. Let's say hi to everybody real quick, and then we'll get into it. Good morning, Chi-Town Jay, who was first and gets the bell. Good morning, Donatello Slapperfellow, Zero the Hero, Hey Larry, Tyler F, Chicago Mike, Cynical Lindsay, Sean, Duck Dog, yes, it's about goddamn time, what? Yeah. Good morning, Jay Wolf, Mike Savage, D.I. Freighter, Richo, my friend from down under, all you need, Jaeger Pony, Cindy Rochelle, Zombie Teddy, Cairo, Alexander, Katie did skate, Amy in Connecticut. Oh my goodness, that's a new name. Hi there, Katie Amy in Connecticut. Now, have you been here before? And also Sapphire Dragon. That's another name that I don't recognize necessarily. Select Boy was here and good. Okay, so if you are new here and you haven't. Or if you just, you're just curious, hit the subscribe button and make sure you click the bell to get the notifications. Or you can follow me right down there. Gab, mine, Twitter, all at PDawg Night. So, hi, turn it up. Turn what up? Me? Here, I'll turn me up. Is that what you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. It's not new, PDawg. Okay. I don't know. Turn it up. Oh, okay. Well, Amy, it's... You come all the time. That's a little personal. Anyway, good morning, Smarty Bear, and also good morning to the gayest person on YouTube. All right. I probably turned my face on too. Hi. Hey. I don't know why I had the theater's picture there, but it's just one of those days when you're running late. But I do have my cup of coffee with me. And it is fantastic, of course. Also, quick thank yous to Becca Farley, who always tweets out the show, and Cindy Rochelle, who always tweets out the show. Thank you, Rolling Bear, for retweeting the show. Why don't I remind you of that, too? Please, please, please share this stream. I got till July to get to 1,000 subscribers. Remember that? And I'm just over 700, which is great, because less than a month ago, I was just over 600. And you guys have jumped in. Also, make sure... Oh, you can also hit the share arrow if you hit... Oh, I'm there. Let me get back on the screen. Right down there somewhere, there's this little arrow that says share. Click that. Two or three more clicks, and you can send this out on Facebook or Tumblr or Pinterest or whatever those other places are. And while you're here, if you want to do... Oh, make sure you hit like this. If you like what we do, hit the like, thumbs up thing. And Super chats, donations, whatever can be done through the Streamlabs link in the description down below. As soon as I get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll probably add in YouTube super chats for people who can do that too. Good morning, Kevin Stillwell. Good morning, Jonas Peterson and Stabbing Joe Scarborough. Don't kill me. All right, let's get into it today. Now, I really did not want to talk about Disinfectant Gate or whatever anyone's calling it, because everyone talked about that over the weekend, and we all know that it's pretty much bullshit. You know, here's the thing. So the president, if you aren't aware of this, the president was talking about he was talking to one of the doctors in one of the press briefings, and we saw this on Friday where, you know, he was saying, you know, he was throwing out some hypotheticals, and he said something about disinfectant, and he was talking about, you got disinfectants and this kind of stuff, and light can kill viruses on surfaces. Is there any type of way, you know, something like that you could do that where you could inject something in the body and do that same type of thing? He did not go out there and say, hey, drink bleach, right? Or drink Lysol. Or you should shoot up some Lysol, or you should do a bleach enema, like they say some asshole did. No pun intended. He said nothing of the sort, right? But because the press decided to, well, let's see. What did he? The press painted it that way, though. He did not say that. He said nothing of the sort. But the press put it out there like he was telling people to do that, which he wasn't. But then when you start listening to people talk about it, or you go onto Twitter, it's like a game of telephone. You know that game of telephone where, you know, one person whispers something to the other, and then the next person whispers to the next guy, and then the next person whispers to the next guy, and the next person whispers to the next guy. And then the fifth or sixth guy is talking about something completely like off the wall that has nothing really to do with what he was saying at the time. And it's just incredible. Yes, Andy Astley, hello, good morning. Yes, it is the most annoying narrative they've been running, because all these people run out there to saying, you know, the president told you to drink this and you shouldn't do that, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, he didn't say that. But you in the media keep saying it, and now everyone in the country thinks he said that. And it's in all the papers like he said that. And I'm going on Twitter, and everyone's like, I can't believe the president told you to shoot up some Lysol. And even the company that makes Lysol puts out a tweet saying, no, you should not drink our product. He never suggested that. He never, not even close to suggested that. He was asking a question. And the fact, it wasn't him telling people to do anything. He was asking the doctor a question. Good morning, Black Hebrew Israelites in the house.
That's right.
MSM lied about Trump. It's Monday and the sky is blue. The media has no credibility at all.
That's right.
There you go. You're damn right. So anyway, so this morning, I am at my nice little comfy job my essential job at UPS. And on Mondays, you got to be a jack of all trades, because we have a skeleton crew, because our main operations run Tuesday through Saturday now. But those of us who've been around a while could choose to still work Monday through Friday, which I did. And by the way, on Mondays, it's going to be a good chance that I will be late on Mondays. I may do bonus streams on Monday afternoons just because I'm late on Mondays, because it'll be short. But just so you know, on any given Monday, I could be late here. Just depending on how things go. Anyway, I'm in another area of the building, and two guys are down there loading trucks, right over there, and I can kind of hear them talking back and forth, and I think they get into it about politics every once in a while, because I could tell them they're kind of doing jabbing at each other, and one of the guys goes, "Yeah, did you hear President Trump? Did you hear that he told people that to cure their COVID or whatever 19 that they should drink Lysol?" Say what? Yeah, the president said you should drink Lysol to get rid of the coronavirus. Did you hear him say that? No, I heard about it. Someone told me about it. But you didn't hear him say that, right? Well, I heard he said it. That's not what he said. If you don't know what he said, don't listen to anybody else. Go find it exactly what he was talking about. And that's all I left it at. I'm like, you, God dumbass. Somebody. And on Twitter all week. I tried to stay off of Twitter this weekend because Lady Boomer and I did a whole bunch of gardening, cleaning up her yard, and made a nice little pathway through, and threw a bunch of new mulch down and stuff. And so I kind of stayed away from the Twitter thing, and just any other, any kind of media. So when I heard that this morning, I am like, oh my God, people are so fucking stupid. But it's the media's fault. And so then, some morons. Well, why do I call them morons? The New York Daily News comes out with this article, and do I even bother looking at it? Everyone kept putting up this article in the New York Daily News talking about how in New York City they got a whole 30 calls that next day on their poison tip line of people who let me find this stupid article. Because it's just pissing me off. I'm gonna find it real quick. Thanks, Tim Gersh. Thank you, Rolling Bear, Chi-Town J, and again, Sadie Rochelle, Rebecca Farley for tweeting out the show. I really do appreciate it. Let's see if we can find this New York Daily News. Let's look at this fucketry. Oh, and of course, SE Cup, who can't seem to read articles, she just tweeted it. 30 New Yorkers reported. This pisses me off so bad. A spike in New Yorkers ingested household. What the fuck is this? Oh shit! Get off my screen. A spike in New Yorkers ingesting household cleaners following Trump's controversial coronavirus comments. What the fuck happened there? Did you hear that? Uh-oh, hang on. I got a glitch. Let me fix the glitch here because this is important. This is very important to me. Very, very important. Let me fix this right now. Oh, I'm frozen. That's why. Anyway. So, now here, listen to this article because this is pretty stupid here. And I'm stuck, so I can't even tell if I'm on the screen or not. But anyway, an unusually high numbers of New Yorkers contacted city health authorities over fears that... Listen to this now. Listen to this very carefully because it's very interesting. Oh, I can't... And I even got a super chat and I can't do anything about it. What the hell is going on with my screen here? Anyway, I'll read that in just a moment. Thank you, Cryptic, for the $3. And then listen to the first line of this because, okay, so the headline says a spike in New Yorkers ingesting household cleaners following Trump's controversial comments. The first line, however, says an unusually high number of New Yorkers contacted city health authorities over fears that they had ingested bleach or other household cleaners in the 18 hours that followed President Trump's bogus claim. Bogus claim. By the way, the bogus claim wasn't a claim. That the funny thing is they call it a bogus claim. Oh wow, that was weird. Now, it's funny because Oh, okay. Now they're saying sarcastic and proposing disinfectant injections as coronavirus cure. He didn't even. Oh my God, he did not even do that. Whatever. The Poison Control Center, a sub-agency of the city's health department, managed a total of 30 cases of possible exposure to disinfectants. Exposure. Is that the same as ingestion? Between 9 p.m. and Thursday. Why is my goddamn screen not working? Exposure to disinfectants between 9 p.m. Thursday and 3 p.m. Friday, a spokesman said. None of the people who reached out died or required hospitalization, the spokesman said, but compared to last year, the number of cases was worthy of a double take. Now, last year, what was happening last year at this time? Nothing. Nothing was happening last year. So let's read on. According to the data obtained by the news. Oh, there we go. There's that thing. Jesus, what the hell took that so long? Hang on a second here. And is it fixed? Let's try it now. Okay. According to data obtained by the news, Poison Control Center only handled 13 similar cases in the same 18-hour period last year. Moreover, out of cases reported between Thursday and Friday, 9 were specifically about possible exposure to Lysol. Now, if you had ingested Lysol, would it be possible exposure to Lysol? I just don't think so. Hey, now it's working. All right. 10 were in regard to bleach and 11 about household cleaners in general, the spokesman said. In last year's 18-hour period, there are no cases reported about Lysol exposure, only 2 were specifically in regard to bleach, the data shows. During Thursday night's coronavirus briefing, Trump suggested doctors may be able to cure coronavirus by injecting disinfectants like bleach. Au contraire! Mon frere.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
No, he did not suggest that people inject disinfectants like bleach directly into the lungs of their patients. He said no such thing. Now listen to they even quoted, but they took it ellipsis, means they didn't quote the whole thing. So let's see how they took the quote here. Because you see it gets in the lungs and it does a tremendous number on the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check. It sounds interesting to me, Trump said, turning to his health advisor and asking them to look into the matter. On Friday afternoon, following widespread pushback from medical experts, Trump claimed his dangerous suggestion was a joke. I said it sarcastically. Okay, now look. It's bullshit that he said it sarcastically. He said it. He was asking a question, and he wasn't talking about it necessarily injecting disinfectants. He just said, he mentioned the word disinfectants, and he said if there's something like that you could inject into the lungs. Now think about it. There are treatments where you do certain things like that. Let's see. How does chemotherapy work for cancer? You inject things into your bloodstream. That's called, whatever that shit they put in there, right? Or what do you think dialysis is? Okay, so yeah, is there ways to clean the blood? Is there a way to disinfect the blood? Is there ways to, and there are some light therapies people use. There's, in fact, there's a way to use light, and a light using light and a shockwave to break out kidney stones. They do it at the University of Iowa. So it's like, come on, you asswipes. This is such a bullshit article. And again, it's just perpetuating this narrative that he said that people should drink bleach or Lysol. And it's just, and that's how people who don't pay attention to stuff like this all the time, they hear it from a friend and they're down there saying, Did you hear Trump told people to drink Lysol to get rid of the coronavirus? What an idiot. Oh, you fuckers. So anyway, I told my coworker down there that, that's not what Trump said. You might want to look that up and see what he actually said. UV light therapy isn't even a new treatment. No, it's not. By the way, let me thank you, Cryptic, by the way, who donated the $3 in the Streamlabs Super Chat, which you can do with the link down below. Said, you're later than a redneck. You're later. Oh, Cryptic. You're later than a redneck and his cousins, period. Oh, oof. Thank you, Chicago Mike, for the $3.99 super chat and a little Sergeant Schultz in the house. Chicago Mike says, higher chance of exposure to disinfectant because we're using more on surfaces and wiping down our purchases, not because we're drinking it. What's wrong with the press? Yeah, that's just it. And only 30 in this whole city of New York? Yeah, there's a lot more exposure. In fact, some people are having reaction to hand sanitizers. They're having allergic reactions, or not necessarily allergic reaction, but a bad reaction to hand sanitizers, different kinds of disinfectants that people are using to wipe off. When they go to the store, you go to Sam's Club, now they have people wiping down all the carts with disinfectants and bleach and all the other shit. It's like, yes, there's going to be more calls about exposure to it during a pandemic where everyone is all freaked out and trying to disinfect everything they touch. So, come on, people. It's just embarrassing. And then the fact that S.E. Cupp, who is used to be the conservative on CNN, but now she's anti-Trump central. I laugh because here she is. This is bad. Spike in New York residents and Jesse House cleaners. Well, let's look at some of the reactions to S.E. Cupp because this is funny, and this is typical. All these blue checkmark, people who are highly invested in Trump, on the negative side, because there's a lot of people who are invested in Trump on the positive side. There's plenty of them, but the blue checkmark crowd was all over this, and this is typical. This is bad. Everyone, and in this particular article, and then there's also, I laugh because the governor of Michigan and the governor of Maryland also made statements during their recent press conference saying that, they had a spike in calls of possible, people doing shit with bleach and Lysol, whatever. And I'm like, I got one of these for you. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I'm thinking maybe you just heard that happened in New York and you decided to say it in your press conference, because the way she, especially the one from Michigan, when she was talking about it, she didn't even say that it was in Michigan poison control lines. She just said that there's, people are calling more poison control lines, yada yada yada. I don't know. It's just bullshit. Anyway, let's look at some of the reactions to S.E. Cupp, though, because I thought some of these were funny, and I'll just scroll through and see if there's any good one. Oh, here we go. Ignoring science to own Trump. She didn't learn anything from her embarrassing Covington Catholic school rant. Yeah, S.E. Cupp went off on the Covington kids, and then, did she have to retract? Let's see. I think she's seeking attention. Let's see. It's sad that you've lost the capacity for critical thought when it concerns Trump stories. And let's look at this thread. Here's a good one. Okay, let's look at a little more closely at the claims that the poison control centers are seeking a spike in bleach drinkers and Lysol injectors thanks to Trump's comments. This recent article is actually pretty good. So we'll go through this one. How about that? And this is Reason magazine, or the online magazine, mostly of libertarians and somewhat conservative peoples. No, poison control calls aren't suddenly spiking after Trump's disinfectant comments. Calls to U.S. poison control centers are up. They have been since March. Oh, shocker. On Thursday, the president suggested that perhaps an injection of disinfectant could help cure people of COVID-19. Now, again, there's a difference between suggesting and asking a question. He was asking one of the doctors a question, and if there's something like that, he didn't say disinfectants themselves. He said the word disinfectant. And isn't there something like that you can inject into the blood to help? But whatever. Anyway, could help cure people of COVID-19. Critics of Donald Trump went to town, and rightfully so. Oh well, no. Not if you really listen to what he said. While supporters scrambled to settle on a defense. He didn't say that. He did, but it was sarcasm. It wasn't even sarcasm. It was a question. Now, he ended up saying it was sarcasm. But Saturday morning, social media was abuzz with articles about people calling poison control centers. And he has like 6 different links here, each crafted to illustrate how Americans had apparently taken Trump's rambling to heart and consumed household disinfectants like Lysol and bleach. Now, the funny thing, too, about this, when he said that and people were razzing him, no one ever really mentioned, I don't know if they mentioned any particular products at all, but I know that bleach came up in trending on Twitter, and Lysol came trending on Twitter, but he never mentioned either of those words. And in fact, when Lysol, the company, put out a Twitter thing that 60,000 people retweeted that don't drink Lysol, our product's not made for human consumption, then everyone was starting to say, oh yeah, he said to drink Lysol, or he said to drink bleach. It's a game of telephone. Oh, you know what the other name for that telephone game is? I didn't know this until I was doing a video one time. Have you ever heard of the game Chinese Whispers? Isn't that ironic? China is asshole. The telephone is also, in some places it's called Chinese Whispers. I had never heard that before, but anyway, it's when you whisper and then the next person whispers, and then or like you start out, the word is cat, okay, and okay, so it's cat, and the first person whispers cat, and then the next person whispers something else, and then the next person whispers something else, and then the next person whispers something, like 6 or 7 people, and the last person says axle grease. What? It was cat. It wasn't axle grease. Anyway, so it's been a game of Chinese Whispers. Anyway. All right, so the problem, articles shared as illustrations of this actually said no such thing, because they didn't. One article making the rounds from the New York Daily News is headlined, "A spike in New Yorkers ingesting household cleaners following Trump's controversial coronavirus comments." But the article makes no mention of anyone deliberately consuming household cleaners. It simply states, like I said, it never said that 30 people called the city's poison control hotline over fears they had ingested bleach or other household cleaners. Not that they did ingest bleach or other household cleaners, the fear that they might have. Fearing that you ingested something doesn't jibe with having intentionally consumed that substance. Thank you, Cryptic, with the super chat. I wiped my ass once with Clorox a few years ago because of no toilet paper. Shit literally hurt. I blame Trump. Well, you should, because he suggested it. Wait, a few years ago? Well, he did suggest it a few years later, and of course, if you did it and he mentioned it, then it is his fault. Thank you, Cryptic. I appreciate that. Hello, Gun Fox. How you doing? I'm kind of not keeping up on the chat real good here, but good morning. Hey, PDawg, if they think drinking bleach is a good idea, can we tell them donating to my Streamlabs will stop the CCP virus? We should do that. You know what I was thinking? The other thing I was thinking the other day? I should have a challenge for my channel, or maybe like 5 small channels, and just go, I'm going to call it the Joe Biden YouTube challenge, or for small YouTubers, and see how many YouTubers we can get to get more subscribers than Joe Biden. Because I think, so Joe Biden is the he's the Democratic candidate for the president of the United States, right? Or at least in theory he is. Officially, I suppose it'll be after the convention. But I think Joe Biden's YouTube channel only has like 47,000 subscribers. That's kind of sad. I thought it just seems weird that, I now granted, who's gonna have a YouTube? Who's gonna go subscribe to the Joe Biden YouTube channel? But that's where he's doing his. Okay, I got off track here. We'll get back to that idea later. All right, let's go back to this. The authors of the Daily News piece, Anna Sanders and Chris Sommerfeld, tried to circumvent this inconvenient fact by noting that over the same period of 2019, the Poison Control Center only handled 13 similar cases. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelites, with the $2 super chat. Black Hebrew Israelite says, just a bit of advice. My brother, you might need to stop doxing your place of employment. That's right.
That's right.
Because people with no sense of humor are bitches with TDS. We'll try to get you fired one day when your channel grows. That's right.
That's right.
Repeal the 19th. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I hear you, Black Hebrews. Let's, by the way, thank you again. My life's an open book, and they don't really care at UPS. They don't care. They can try. It ain't gonna happen. It's a union shop. But you know how hard it is to get fired at a union shop for anything? I mean, it takes a lot. I've watched people get fired there, and they're back the next week because the union takes care of them. I don't know. And I'm sure the union probably isn't thrilled about my political views, but I don't care. I'll play the game, and I'm not worried about it. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate the concern, though. All right, so they talked about handled only 13 similar cases in 2019, and while this time 9 calls were about possible Lysol exposure and 10 about bleach, last year's calls contained no cases reported about Lysol exposure, and only 2 were specifically in regards to bleach. Now, wait, the other part of that. Again, Trump said nothing about Lysol or bleach. Didn't mention it at all during that press conference. So the only way the idea of Lysol or bleach would have come up in the minds of people who were talking about this were from the source that mentioned those items. And one of those sources that mentioned those items was the company that makes Lysol. Yes, Lysol has a Twitter account, and they tweeted out about that. And so all these people started tweeting about Lysol, and then a bunch of other people started tweeting about bleach. Trump never mentioned either of those 2 products during that press conference. So all you news people who brought up bleach and Lysol, if someone drinks bleach or Lysol, whose fault is that? Is that Trump's fault, who didn't suggest doing that at all? Or is it your fault for reporting that he did suggest that as a cure for COVID-19? Which is it, media? By the way, I called this stream Misinformation, Disinformation, and Lies. Because there are, 2 of the 3 are the same thing. Misinformation is just mistaken information, right? Misinformation is just a mistake. Disinformation is a lie. It's when you purposely give the wrong information, or you purposely twist the information to suit an agenda. And then lies are just lies. They're just, you blatantly falsely tell a lie, and most of the time disinformation is a lie. All right, let's see here. Fearing that you ingest something that doesn't jive with having intentionally consumed it. Okay, we already did that. The paper doesn't present any other data about calls to poison control set for comparison. But one needn't do a detailed analysis to surmise why exposure to things like Lysol and bleach and fears about this exposure might be up this month over April 2019. And one need reach for the ridiculous explanation that it's because people deliberately consumed it en masse after listening to Trump. We're in the midst of a pandemic right now, and we were not in April 2019. Of course, more people are being exposed to household disinfectants at the moment than that were at this time last year. The Daily News does note that none of the callers died or required hospitalization, which also suggests their exposure was minimal and not of the Lysol mouthwash variety. So anyway, then let's see. Oh, there was a story out of Kentucky too. That the Daily News piece is far from the only poison control story being framed misleadingly. A story out of Kentucky that's being shared as evidence. Oh, evidence. People have been consuming household cleaners following Trump's Thursday statements is actually about calls to Kentucky's poison control centers in the entire month of March. Poison control centers around the country, including here in Kentucky, are seeing spike in calls related to COVID-19, says the WDRB.com story. Ashley Webb, director of the Kentucky Poison Control Center, told the outlet that just in March we saw about a 30% increase in hand sanitizer exposures and about 50% increase in household cleaners. Similar spike in calls to poison control centers has been seen in many states, but these boosts all started in March as people began using more household disinfectants to try to stave off the new coronavirus, and not just last week. Michigan reported a 9% increase in calls for accidental poisoning from home cleaning supplies in March, says ABC 57. In Maryland, over the past 6 weeks, calls for toxic exposures to hand sanitizers have nearly doubled in the same time in 2018, according to Fox 5 Baltimore. In addition, Maryland Control Center has had 95 calls for bleach exposure, more than double last year's 46 calls in the same period. In Illinois, 2 people had inappropriate exposure to disinfectants after Trump's COVID-19 briefing Thursday, reported WCIA. WCIA, what a great name for a TV channel. I wonder if they're watching you through the screen. Anyway, on Friday, but a spokesman for Illinois Poison Control told WCIA that this wasn't unusual and calls had been up 36% since the COVID-19 pandemic start, often related to people doing things like trying to wash produce and cleaners that are toxic for people to ingest. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 28,158 people 28,000 people called U.S. poison control centers about possible exposure to household cleaners in March 2020 compared to 25,000 in March 2019. So it's only, even with this pandemic, it's only up 3,000. That's interesting. The number of calls about possible exposure to disinfectants went from 12,801 in 2019 to 5,000 more. Never mind. It's 17,392 in March 2020. So anyway, this is it's one of the most frustrating stories that I've seen over the weekend, and I tried to get away from it. It really didn't I couldn't, even the fact that I wasn't paying attention to Twitter. I wasn't this weekend, because Lady Boomer and I were kind of laughing about the whole thing too, and the other part was, and then my mother-in-law. My wife was, Lady Boomer was talking to my mother-in-law, and she's saying something about this, and Trump's so stupid, he told his people to drink bleach, and I can hear my wife saying, no, he didn't. He said nothing of a sort. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's talking about bleach, isn't she? She's like, she shakes her head. Yep, she is. Oh my gosh. Hello, LA Prepper. How you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. And Sean DW, how you doing, man? All right. Oh, just a terrible, terrible, terrible story. All right, let's, I got a couple articles we'll do, and then we're going to get out of here. Gunfox, I see you said to check my email. I will check my email, but I'm going to just get through these couple stories today. Now, this is interesting. So, the governor of Michigan seems to be on a little power trip. And that was weird because an article came out the other day, and it was an old article talking about how nobody in Michigan, everyone in Michigan loves what's her name? Whitmer. What's her name? Gretchen Whitmer. Everyone in Michigan loves Gretchen Whitmer. Now it was from April 9th, long before the recall petition on Governor Whitmer went up, which has over 200,000 signatures right now. But anyway, apparently she got a little feisty the other day. Watch Whitmer goes off like Joseph Stalin after Michigan lawmakers step in. I'm not going to sign any bill that takes power away. Let's see. After the announcement from Governor Whitmer that she's going to extend a stay-at-home order in Michigan until May 15th, lawmakers in the state have had enough. A group of Michigan lawmakers from both chambers are fed up, and they are stepping in to curb the totalitarian governor. When Whitmer found out and asked about lawmakers' plans, she sounded like Joseph Stalin. There are two ways Republicans are attacking Whitmer. First, they are going to pass bills that limit her authority, which would require her signature. I'm not going to sign any bill that takes authority away from me, she gasped. Of course, I will veto bills they send over to limit the executive power. I've been very clear about that from day one, she said Thursday. Those blatant power grabs are bad in good times and dangerous in times of crisis. So here we go. She's not happy. Let's listen to Governor Whitmer.
With regard to any of the blatantly political conversations about taking executive power away from my office, I'm just going to reiterate for I don't know how many, the upteenth time, I'm not going to sign any bill that takes authority away from me or from any future governor. The powers of the executive office are incredibly important, especially in times of crisis where lives are on the line. And I don't know that I've got much more to say on that.
Okay,
Thanks.
So she's not happy about that. I can understand why she might not like that, but you know what? I can also see perhaps the legislature saying, hey, Madam Governor, remember us? Remember the representatives of the people? Anyway, lawmakers have one more trick up their sleeve. They're putting together a special oversight committee. Michigan House Speaker Lee Chatfield wrote, the House and Senate will convene tomorrow to create a special oversight committee on COVID-19 to examine the governor's response. Michigan needs to handle this pandemic seriously yet properly. It's what the people deserve, and we'll see that it happens. So, all right. So, yeah, the people in Michigan are... The government, the rest of the government's getting a little restless. I don't know what the makeup of their legislature is, but, I don't know. Anyway, according to New York, speaking of May 15th, New York hang on. She was supposed to open there. Did that not work? No, it didn't. There we go. New York may partially open on May 15th. New York, which is ground to a halt to stop the coronavirus pandemic, may start reopening manufacturing and construction after May 15th. Governor Andrew Cuomo said Sunday. Cuomo, however, said that any easings of measures would take place first in the north of the state, not in the New York metropolitan area, New York City metropolitan region, by far the hardest hit area of the United States. The regions that would be more likely to be able to open sooner would be the upstate regions. Cuomo told reporters downstate New York is going to be more complicated. He said that any potential reopening of New York City, the country's most populous city, would need to be coordinated with authorities in the adjacent states of New Jersey and Connecticut. The lockdown of New York, ordered by Cuomo, is set to expire on May 15th. Under a plan for reopening... Oh my God, what was that? Sorry, that was embarrassing. That's okay. Sorry, guys. The coffee went a little down the wrong way. Anyway, a lockdown of New York, ordered by Cuomo, set to expire May 15th. Under a plan for reopening, the first sectors would be construction and manufacturing. Cuomo said the state was operating with a caveat. Don't do anything that's going to bring people in from all across the board. Cuomo's called for a 2-week delay before the next stage of reopenings, which would include most offices, to ensure that the first phase does not trigger a resurgence of the virus. The governor stressed that any final decision would be conditioned on a downturn in COVID-19 hospitalizations. Between now and May 15th, the state on Sunday reported that 367 fatalities in the previous 24 hours, the lowest number since March 30th, when 332 died. COVID-19 has now killed 16,966 people in New York State, accounting for around a third of the deaths in the United States. So they've got to get that plan together in New York too. As you already know, several other states are starting to ease some of their restrictions, and so it'll be interesting to see how this phased in reopening happens. Let's see here. There's a couple of other ones here that I have. I'll skip that one since I'm short on time. I want to. Interesting thing that happened on over the weekend. Dropout Biden trends. Talking about Joe Biden. Some people want him to drop out. There's some Me Too people, the Bernie supporters, and all kinds of people talking about this little issue that the former vice president has. Good morning, Kingslayer Damocles. The hashtag dropout Biden trend on Twitter beginning early Saturday morning and throughout the day, fueled in part by progressives and Me Too movement supporters calling on Joe Biden to drop out of the 2020 presidential race. Although supporters of Biden tried to blame the hashtag on Russian bots, of course. What the hell happened there? What the hell is going on here? This is very, very, very disturbing. Russian bots. Well, that ain't working anyway. There were several prominent progressives who were using the hashtag, such as Peter Dow, a former Hillary Clinton advisor. Now, if you that's fascinating. Peter Dow. There's kind of this little fringe idea out there, mostly pushed by people like H.A. Goodman, who used to be a Bernie bro, and he's got a YouTube channel. He's been saying all along that really this whole Biden thing, this is just a placeholder, that they're going to somehow, in the convention, dump Biden, and all of a sudden, here comes Hillary Clinton to the rescue, ready to run for president of the United States against Donald Trump. And it's just fascinating that Peter Dow was using this hashtag this weekend. I gave no credence to this, but here we go. Here's Peter Dow. Here, let's just do the thread here. Here it is. Come on. A difficult thread. Biden should withdraw. I respect the will of the voters, but new information has emerged supporting Tara Reade's account of being sexually assaulted by Joe Biden. Credible rape accusations are disqualifying, or we have no moral standards. Now, look, I, at this point, give Tara Reade's accusations about the same weight as I gave Christina, what's her name? Blasey Ford's. Okay. I didn't believe Blasey Ford. I don't necessarily believe Tara Reade, but if she has at least evidence of proximity to Joe Biden, whereas Christina Blasey Ford basically just told a story, and she was, everyone, the fact that they wiped her social media clean and all this stuff, because there was stuff out there that she used to say, and her students even said that she was really, really, really one of these anti-Trump people. And so when she did this Kavanaugh thing, it's like, whatever. But again, I don't necessarily believe Tara Reade either. But anytime you hear an argument about why they shouldn't believe Tara Reade, apply the exact same argument to Christina Blasey Ford. It's amazing how complimentary they are. Just saying. Anyway, here he continues. Defeating Trump is not optional. To avoid potential catastrophe in November, Biden should withdraw. Warren, Harris, Klobuchar, Buttigieg, Castro, etc. could replace Biden. Bernie can restart his campaign. We can reboot the primary and give voters a choice. 9. This is the ethical position and smarter strategy to beat Trump. We lose all moral authority if we embrace the lesser of two accused rapists. Polls show other Dem candidates can win. Principles matter. We can beat Trump and protect our values. Hashtag dropout Byron. Now, he says, I made the same arguments about Franken and Kavanaugh. If Me Too means anything, it cannot be applied on a partisan basis. And for the record, I also think the same standards should apply to Bill Clinton's accusers. Whoa! Oh my. Oh my. I need a one of those, what's the Sulu guy? I need one of his oh my's. Peter Dow is actually being consistent. Amazing. And here's an addendum too. My thread is not about Bernie winning. I explicitly stated that Biden can be replaced with any of the other Dem candidates and we can restart the primary and give voters a choice. This is about red moral lines. Sexual assault is unquestionably one of those lines. Addendum 3. I want to defeat Trump and the GOP as much as anyone in America. I've spent my life fighting them. We cannot defeat Trump with lesser evils approach. If you really want to win, do not compromise basic moral standards. It is a sure formula for losing. Gosh, he's got addendums. He has more addendums than points. Addendum 5. Apply Biden's standard. For a woman to come forward with glaring lights of focus nationally, you've got to start off with the presumption that at least the essence of what she's talking about is real, whether or not she forgets facts. Joe Biden in 2018. That was some Joe Biden word salad from 2018. Holy shit. And as the last addendum, if you're using the same exact arguments against Tara Reade that Republicans used against Christina Blasey Ford, do some soul searching. Feel free to compromise your principles. As for me, I think the only way to beat Trump is to stick to our principles. Okay, Peter Dow has some principles that he's sticking to. I'm surprised he wasn't thinking of having Hillary be one of those possible candidates, but, and every time I read anyone talking about Tara Reade and their arguments against her, I say, wow, exact same argument for Christina Blasey Ford, or the other two, although the other two outed themselves as idiots anyway. All right. Gang, that's it. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a shortened show today because I was late. I do appreciate you all dropping in. Let me check. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to do one last quick thing. We'll do just a quick hashtag check, PDK News. See if there's anything new in the PDK News hashtag here. Thank you, Jay Wolf. Roger Stone said he didn't get a fair trial because of anti-Trump bias. You think? Let's look at this one from, here we go, from the New York Post. Roger Stone, a longtime associate of President Trump, who's convicted of lying to Congress and witness tampering last year, said he didn't receive a fair trial because of anti-Trump bias amongst the jurors. Well, they already proved that the foreman of the jury had plenty of evidence that she had made. One, she cheered when Roger Stone got arrested, but also then she had plenty of anti-Trump stuff going on. Anyway, I learned when I got to D.C., circuit jury system, that I'm not going to be judged by a jury of my peers. I'm going to be judged by people who admit in the jury selection process that they despise Donald Trump, that they want him removed. Stone told John Cassidy-Amadis on AM 970 show, on his AM 970 show, in an interview that aired Sunday. I did not get a fair trial. I'm not sure I could have ever gotten one in D.C. It wouldn't have mattered if I had Clarence Darrow representing me. I'm not sure I could have been acquitted given this setup. He continued. The U.S. District Court Judge Amy Berman Jackson, a President Barack Obama appointee, sentenced Stone to serve a 40-month term in federal prison in February after a jury in November found the self-described dirty trickster of 7 felony counts, including lying to Congress about the Russia investigation. Now, it's funny because the Russia investigation is turning out to be complete bullshit. But anyway, during an appearance on the Morano Whenever show, Stone was asked if he'd add a tattoo of Trump next to the one of former President Richard Nixon on his back if the president pardons him. I would have to consider it. Although, in all honesty, what I was thinking of doing is adding Trump, Bill Buckley, and Barry Goldwater, and Ronald Reagan for a Mount Rushmore type things. Okay, enough is enough. Anyway, I think Stone got railroaded. I think maybe just one count that he might have been found guilty on, but it was on some immaterial shit. But anyway, let's see what else we got. Orbit come out. Oh gosh, yes. Oh no, what? Uncovered video reveals Stacey Abrams. Okay, it's Gateway Pundit, but I'm gonna check it out. I'll do one more and then I gotta go, guys. Bombshell. Uncovered video reveals Stacey Abrams plotting racist use of redistricting to stop white people from governing. Video of former Democrat legislator and gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams plotting to use redistricting to stop white people from governing has been uncovered. Abrams is being pushed as a possible vice presidential candidate for Joe Biden. The 2014 video, uncovered by Patrick Howley at the National File, reveals her plan to change the racial demographics of the electorate heading into the 2021 congressional and legislative redistricting efforts based on the 2020 census. Okay, we'll do that. We're gonna play this video right after the super chat. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
Governor Whitmore is the reason why we need to repeal the 19th, because bitches with power always become bitter tyrants when the people push back. That's right.
That's right.
Repeal the 19th to save the black community and curb these bitches' attitude. That's right.
That's
okay.
right.
All right. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. By the way, the entire quote was his, not mine. The das rights are his das rights, not my das rights. But hey, I'm okay. I'm not. Well, repeal the 19th. It's here. Let's play the video and then we're gonna get out of here.
And the third thing is that we have to do this every day. This is not an election year issue. 2014 is critical, but 2015 is also really important. And 2016 and 2017, 2018, because my focus is on 2021. I know Representative Fudge said we can't look past 2014. I'm focusing here, but my eye is on 2021, because when we do redistricting in 2021, if we have not changed the electorate, especially in the South, we will have a majority-minority population that is governed by a minority-white conservative coalition. And that's the most dangerous precedent that we could possibly set for the South in the next 20 years.
Okay, I'm not, well, interesting, using redistricting. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. All right, yeah, I don't know. I would think that Stacey Abrams would be a terrible pick for Joe Biden. And not because, one, here's the reasons. One, her only exposure is being a state representative. I think she might have been Speaker of the House, maybe in Georgia. She lost her election in Georgia, so I don't think it's going to help her win Georgia. And Biden doesn't need help in Georgia. He's not going to win Georgia even with Stacey Abrams. But he does need help in Michigan. Now, problem is, I don't know if Gretchen Whitmer is going to be very popular in Michigan by the time she gets done with the COVID-19 stuff. So I don't know if Biden can take her either. Biden said he's going to pick a woman. Kamala Harris? Nope. Black people don't like Kamala Harris. Amy Klobuchar? Yeah. Although she did, she kind of rose her stock with the debates and stuff. But I'm sorry, my senator is just too weird. I don't think so. And then, who was the other one they were thinking about? Oh, the other one they're thinking, and I hate to say it, and I know that it's not going to help him that much either, but I think the only real, I was going to say Elizabeth Warren, but he doesn't need help in Massachusetts either. Biden's in a bind by saying that he's going to definitely pick a woman. Yeah, no, the salad love. Yeah, and Klobuchar, no one's going to pick anyone who eats salad with a comb. Anyway. All right, gang, I do got to go because I have my other obligation at 11 o'clock, so I hate to do it, but I'm going to call this a day. Thank you, everybody who was here. Had a and again, on Mondays, I'm just going to try to remind you. I'll remind you on Fridays, too. Any given Monday, I could be as late as 9:30, just the way my schedule's changed a little bit. But every other day, we'll be here Monday through Friday. See, I even say Monday through Friday. In theory, we'll be here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT for my friends in other parts of the world, like my friend Richo from Down Under. And again, Mondays we might be late. And please, before you go, make sure you hit the like button. There's 50 people in here and only 27 likes. So please hit the like, thumbs up thing down there before you go. And also, if you'd like to support us in a financial way, you can do that through the Streamlabs link. Again, don't be a detriment to your own health and safety right now with the COVID-19. This show is free, and the people who donate, I appreciate it you more than you know, but also I just appreciate you guys coming here all the time and listening to what I have to say and making the chat a super lively place for everyone who enjoys it. Oh, when did you get here? You must have been here a while. I thought I saw you up there, but I didn't say hi. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. Thanks for everyone being here. Again, my name is PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye. Have a good day. Hey, this is PDawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here.